Good morning, everyone. This is where we
Good
left.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good
This is what we
morning,
were discussing
ma'am.
yesterday. We left here while we were discussing co-interior and co-exterior angles. I would like you to write down one more thing along with this, that the co-interior angles and co-exterior angles are also called angles on the same side. So when on same side of the transversal. So when we say co-interior angles, this would mean interior angles on same side of ट्रांसवर्सल ट्रांसवर्सल की सेम साइड पे इंटीरियर एंगल्स लेने हैं एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन हियर इफ यू गो बैक टू द फिगर वी हैड दिस
मैम
फिगर यस
कल मेरे जो ट्यूशन सर है मैम उन्होंने मुझे बस कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग अल्टरनेटिव इंटीरियर और अल्टरनेटिव एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स ही करवाया मैम वो जो नीचे
बेटा ये भी यूज होते हैं आपके इट्स एक्चुअली इन योर बुक दैट्स व्हाई आई एम डूइंग विद यू सो अगर आपने नहीं किया तो आप आज सर को बोलना कि वो करवा देंगे आपको ठीक है
ठीक है मैम
So to identify co-interior and co-exterior angles, what we need to do is, first of all, we are going to look at the interior angles. As I have written this meaning, interior angles on same side of transversal. So let us take a look at the interior angles first of all. So these are the interior angles, the ones I have put in a box. So if you want me to highlight, I'll just highlight here. So these are the interior angles. 3, 4, and 5, 6. So if you go around these angles, you are not going to take the ones which are on opposite sides. You will be taking the ones on same side of transversal. So in interior angles में से same side पे जो आ रहे हैं उनको pair up कर दो. तो pair किसका बनेगा? 3 with 6, एक ये pair बन जाएगा आपके पास और दूसरा pair बन जाएगा 4 with 5. सेम साइड पे लेने हैं एंड रिमेंबर द ऑरेंज लाइन इज योर ट्रांसवर्सल ऑरेंज लाइन के राइट साइड पे पेयर बन जाएगा ऑरेंज लाइन के लेफ्ट साइड पे पेयर बन जाएगा नाउ वन मोर थिंग राइट नाउ मैं तो आपको कलर से बता रही हूँ ना कि ट्रांसवर्सल ऑरेंज कलर की है आपको जब क्वेश्चन आएगा वहां पे आपको खुद आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि ट्रांसवर्सल कौन सी है वंस यू आइडेंटिफाई योर ट्रांसवर्सल देन यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई ऑल दीज पेयर्स ऑफ एंगल्स. And similarly, we are looking at co-exterior angles. Co-exterior angles will be the exterior angles on same side of transversal. So if we are looking at exterior angles on same side of transversal. So first of all, you should be able to identify कि हमारी figure में exterior angles हैं कौन से. So if I'm going to highlight, I'll use a different color. So these are the exterior angles. जो बाहर बाहर हैं 1 2 7 8 and out of these 4 take the ones which are on the same side. So same side पे कौन कौन है 2 और 7 एक ये पेयर बनेगा और 1 और 8 का पेयर बनेगा. These are exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal and exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. And you want to remember how to identify. This is the most important thing. I have uploaded yesterday's video on YouTube and I'll upload today's as well so that you can revise it. If you want to like play it again and watch it again, or you can sit down with somebody at your home, or if you're going to a tutor, then please do this very thoroughly. I mean, like, I cannot insist enough. ये बहुत important है. Higher classes में whenever you do geometry, this will be used repeatedly. So it's very important for you to understand the identification. Right now, we are just trying to identify where these angles are. And after this, I'm going to write down the properties. And that's the note that I had given to you after the definitions. Okay, it's Gagandeep. Okay, beta, let me explain. Transversal is a line that intersects some other lines. आपके पास आपकी कॉपी पे आपने 2, 3, 4 lines draw कर ली. Suppose you draw 2, 3 lines on your notebook and then you draw a line which crosses all of them. Like the way I have done here. in this diagram, I have drawn two lines L and M. As you can see, L and M are purple and blue. So there are two lines, purple and blue lines. And then I've drawn an orange line. That orange line is crossing the blue line as well as the purple line. So this orange line will be called transversal, which intersects टू लाइन्स और मोर लाइन्स. मैंने टू लाइन्स के लिए बनाई है, हो सकता है 3 लाइन्स के लिए भी हो. सो हम क्योंकि पेयर ऑफ लाइन्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो मैंने सिर्फ 2 बना के आपको एक्सप्लेन किया है. सो राइट हियर इन दिस फिगर, line T, the or one in orange, is intersecting lines L and M. In the other figure, line T, the one in orange, is intersecting lines L and M. The difference in these two figures is, in the first figure, L and M are not parallel. In the second figure, L and M are parallel. This is the only difference. I hope it's clear. If you still have a question, you can call me afterwards. All right. Now, this is the most important note that we want to use in the questions. अगर हमारी transversal parallel lines को intersect करती है. Now, I just explained what a transversal is. Yes, Bhavya, it will be a transversal, but we work with only pair of lines. We work only with pair of lines. When a line intersects a pair of lines, then we call it a transversal. Out of those 3 lines, you can take 2 lines at a time and then consider which is the transversal intersecting both the lines. So right now we are focusing on transversal intersecting a pair of parallel lines. So if I have a pair of parallel lines, let us say L and M are parallel lines, and there is a transversal which intersects these two. So this is the transversal. The red line has crossed both L and M. So this is my transversal, and I will have all the angles I discussed above. जो ऊपर मैंने angles बोले थे वो सारे के सारे बनेंगे. अगर मुझे mark करना हो, let's mark corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are like this. On the one side of transversal, take alternate ones. So let's go on the left of transversal, and we will have 4 angles here. So 1, I'm not going to take this one. I'll be taking this one and this one. Now dot dot are paired up and star star are paired up. Similarly, on the other side, I'll use a different color. So this angle will be paired with this angle, and this angle will be paired with this angle. These are corresponding angles, and these will be equal. And this only happens if the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, these angles will be equal. Corresponding angles will be equal. And similarly, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles will be equal. Alternate interior angles, if I had to mark, let's highlight. This one will be equal to this one. And this angle will be equal to this one. Alternate interior. And if I had to show alternate exterior, so bahar ki taraf se, this angle will be equal to this one, and I will have this angle equal to this one. Alternate exterior. So interior angles are supplementary. Underline this. ऊपर हमने जितने एंगल इक्वल इक्वल इक्वल, कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग को इक्वल लिखा, ऑल्टरनेट इंटीरियर को इक्वल लिखा, ऑल्टरनेट एक्सटीरियर को भी इक्वल लिखा है. लेकिन ये वाले जो एंगल्स हैं, को इंटीरियर एंगल्स, को एक्सटीरियर एंगल्स, दीज आर सप्लीमेंट्री. सप्लीमेंट्री मीन्स their sum will be 180. That means the sum of these two will be 180 and the sum of these two will be 180. जो इधर इधर है इनका सम और इनका सम सेपरेटली 180 होगा. सिमिलरली अगर मैं बाहर से लेती हूँ तो ये वाला एंगल और इधर वाला एंगल, इनका सम 180 होगा, और इधर से इनका सम 180. We will be doing questions, and I hope that will make it clear when we use it in the questions. At the bottom here, I have written vice versa. Vice versa means that the opposite of these results is also correct. That if there is a picture or a diagram where you see that corresponding angles are equal, the first result, corresponding angles are equal, then you can say that the lines are parallel. If alternate interior angles are equal, lines will be parallel. And if Co-interior angles, co-exterior angles are supplementary. Even then, the lines will be parallel. If any one of these results is true, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If any one out of these 5 results is true, then the lines will be parallel. Let's do a few questions and I will help you identify and we will work out the questions. Please note exercise 5.2. We have to do question number 2 and 3. It's on page number 110.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please explain vice versa of the note that
बेटा
you have?
वाइस वर्सा मीन्स यहाँ पे मैंने देखो क्या बोला है नोट में मैंने लिखा है इफ this thing happens, the very first line, transversal intersects parallel lines. Agar aisa hoga, then what will happen? Then these 5 things will happen. Is this clear?
सर अगर एक चीज होती है इनमें से कि अगर कोई इंटीरियर अकेले ही सप्लीमेंट रहते हैं मैम तो भी वो ट्रांसवर्सल ही है.
ट्रांसवर्सल नहीं है, लाइंस पैरेलल हैं, ये रिजल्ट आएगा कि जिन लाइंस की हम बात कर रहे हैं ना वो पैरेलल थी. और एम यहाँ पे पिक्चर में मैंने 2 हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइंस ड्रॉ की है ना, एल एंड एम, उनके बारे में हम क्या बोल सकते हैं? वो पैरेलल है या नहीं, कैसे पता चलेगा?
अगर वो पैरेलल है तो वो इंटरसेक्ट नहीं करेंगी, वो जो हम एक सिंगल लाइन लगाएंगे मैम अगर वो पैरेलल नहीं है तो वो इंटरसेक्ट करेंगी.
एक बार दोबारा रिपीट करो क्वेश्चन आपका.
आपने पूछा था ना कि वो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा मैम, मैंने वो बताया.
ओके आपकी आवाज एक्चुअली बहुत वॉल्यूम बहुत लो आ रहा है. आई कुड नॉट हियर यू प्रॉपर्ली, दैट्स व्हाई आई आस्क्ड. Okay, let me take you to your textbook. I think that will help you identify in a better way. So, okay, which is 106. So just watch the figures here. So there are so many figures given to you and they are saying the positions like over here 1 and 5 these are corresponding, 3 and 7 they are corresponding, 2 and 6 are corresponding, 4 and 8 are corresponding, and over here in this figure if you see they are marking alternate interior angles, 3 with 6 and 4 with 8. And in this figure below, try these. You can identify whether or not these are alternate, what kind of pair they are forming. Like what you can say about this pair?
Corresponding.
That's correct. These are corresponding. And what about 3 and 4?
Alternative.
Yes, these are alternative interior angles. 5 and 6?
Corresponding.
These are not corresponding. Corresponding are on opposites, like साथ साथ नहीं होते. These are co-interior. Lines के अंदर हैं और साथ साथ हैं. These are co-interior. What about 7 and 8?
Corresponding.
Yes, these are corresponding. Then 9 and 10?
Alternate interior.
Alternate interior. And 11, 12?
Alternate interior.
Alternate.
Co-interior.
No.
Co-interior.
No.
Corresponding.
No. These are forming a linear pair.
No.
Yes. लाइन पे 2 एंगल्स नहीं बन रहे 11 और 12. लाइक ऐसे आपकी लाइन है और ऐसे 2 एंगल्स बन रहे हैं. देखो, पेयर ऑफ एंगल्स ऑन अ लाइन. These are forming a linear pair. Like they are trying to trick you. उन्होंने बीच में दे दिए मिक्स करने के लिए. आप पिछली एक्सरसाइज में करके आए हो, उन्होंने यहाँ पे दे दिया आपको आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए. All right.
Okay.
Let's take another try these over here. Now look at this figure. They have also done this activity where they have marked corresponding angles in various ways. On page number 109. So now they are telling you that the lines are parallel and T is the transversal. बता रहे हैं आपको. What do you think about X? So these are the two angles marked here. What do you think these are? Like, look at their positions. (60° and X. This angle and this angle. What type of pair do they form? Looking at the position, X and 62 angles are there. What type of pair do they form? They are in the interior and they are on opposite sides.
Alternate interior. Alternate interior.
That's correct. These are alternate interior angles. And अभी हमने नोट लिखा है कि अगर आपकी लाइंस पैरेलल होंगी तो alternate interior angles equal होंगे. तो क्या बोल सकते हैं हम X और 60 के बारे में?
They are equal.
to 60.
Yes, they are equal.
60.
Since the lines are parallel, X and 60 are equal. Now take a look at this figure, the second one. Now identify your lines. A and B are the parallel lines. These are the two lines. And C is the transversal. This is your transversal.
दोबारा बता दो.
Beta, it's
5
yes,
degree.
that's correct. Identify what type of pair these angles form. नाम बताना है मुझे आपने.
Co-interior.
These are not co-interior. Will be on the same side. Like co-interior would be like this, over here and over here. These are co-interior. These are on opposite side of the transversal. एक transversal की line.
Alternative interior.
Alternate interior. Alternate.
That's correct.
Interior.
Alternate interior angles, and alternate interior angles are equal. So Y and 55 are equal.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Achyut.
Ma'am, वो x is equal to 60 कैसे हुआ? Ma'am.
Beta, this is what we have written. Like, go back to this result here. जो आपको नोट लिखवाया हुआ है, नोट में पहली लाइन क्या लिखी है? देखो हमने, अगर आपकी ट्रांसवर्सल पैरेलल लाइंस को इंटरसेक्ट करती है, अगर आपको बता दिया क्वेश्चन में कि लाइंस पैरेलल हैं, तो आप ये नीचे वाले रिजल्ट्स अपने क्वेश्चन में यूज कर सकते हो. नंबर 1 2 3 4 5, ये 5 रिजल्ट्स जो मैंने लिखे हुए हैं, ये सारे के सारे आप अपने क्वेश्चन में यूज कर सकते हो. बट ओनली थिंग यू नीड इज कि क्वेश्चन में बताया हो कि लाइंस पैरेलल हैं. अगर नहीं बताया, आप नहीं यूज कर सकते. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि क्वेश्चन में लिखा हो लाइंस पैरेलल हैं. Only then you can use these results. You can say कि corresponding angles जो होंगे, they will be equal, alternate angles will be equal, co-interior angles and co-exterior angles will be supplementary. So this is what I'm trying to just go over in all these examples. If you see closely, it's indicated that the lines are parallel. Now look at the third figure. You will understand. इस figure में उन्होंने कहा है L1 and L2 are two lines. So L1 is a line here and L2 is a line here, and T is a transversal. उन्होंने बता दिया कि T transversal है. Can you say angle 1 is equal to angle 2?
No,
Why?
because they are not parallel lines.
Because
Yes.
they
Because
are not
yes,
parallel lines.
lines are not parallel. So angle 1 is not equal to angle 2 because lines are not parallel. This is important. Lines parallel होंगी तो हम ये equal चीजें लिख सकते हैं, otherwise नहीं लिख सकते. Let's take a look at the fourth example here. Now they are saying that the lines are parallel. अब हम वो रिजल्ट्स यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन रिजल्ट यूज करने से पहले आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि पेयर कौन सा बन रहा है. मैंने 5 नेम्स लिखे हैं यहाँ पे. कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग, ऑल्टरनेट इंटीरियर, ऑल्टरनेट एक्सटीरियर, को इंटीरियर एंड को एक्सटीरियर. इनमें से कौन सा पेयर बन रहा है यहाँ पे? आइडेंटिफाई दिस पेयर विच इज फॉर्म्ड इन 4 पार्ट. That's correct. These are co-interior angles. And what do we know about co-interior angles when the lines are parallel?
They should be supplementary.
Yes, they will
Their
be
sums-
supplementary. Equal नहीं होंगे, supplementary होंगे. और supplementary का meaning क्या था?
180 degrees.
Sum will be 180. So 60 और Z प्लस करके किसके
120
इक्वल हो जाएंगे? 180 के. So यहाँ से आपका Z का आंसर आ जाएगा 120 डिग्रीज. Now let's take a look at the fifth part here. Again, lines are parallel, so we can use the results. T is a transversal. We have to find out X. So ये पेयर कौन सा बन रहा है?
Corresponding.
That's correct. Corresponding angles. There is a trick you can use. If you mark, this is 120 degrees, this angle, right? And let's mark now the other angle, which is X. So the shape will actually resemble letter F. Can you see the highlighted part?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how you can see this is corresponding pair. This is a pair of corresponding angles. You will see letter F formed if you mark the angles. Now corresponding angles के बारे में क्या लिखा है आपने नोट में?
Corresponding angles are equal.
So what will you say about X and 120?
X is equals to 120 degree.
And you will write down the reason that these are corresponding angles. बताना है, नाम बताना है, फिर लिखना है. Okay, now take a look at the last part. This is quite complicated because यहाँ पे बहुत सारी lines बनी हुई हैं. Right? So you have two lines L and M and two lines P and Q. You have to find all these angles. So अभी हम इतना सारा काम नहीं करेंगे, अभी हम सिर्फ एक ट्रांसवर्सल से वर्क करेंगे. तो अभी हम ये नहीं कर रहे. Maybe at the end of the chapter or once we are done with the syllabus, we'll come back to it. So right now, based on all these, try these that I discussed with you, I would like to take up the questions from the exercise, and I hope it will help you understand. Let's go to our exercise. It's on page number 110. 110. Question number 2 and question number 3 are to be done. The remaining questions are deleted. Please mark. And I would like you to draw the figure in your notebooks. Like this figure, please draw in your copies. The question is कि आपको ये पिक्चर दी हुई है, आपको आइडेंटिफाई करने हैं corresponding angles, alternate interior angles on same side of transversal, vertically opposite angles. So the first part is to identify corresponding angles. So from here, as you can see, they have numbered the angles 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8. Can anyone tell me, there are 3 lines in your picture here, line A, line B, line C. Which of these is your transversal?
C.
Line C.
This is your transversal. Line C is your transversal. If you want, you can mention this. Exam में ज़रूरी नहीं है, अपने लिए है सिर्फ ये. So C is my transversal. Now let's identify corresponding angles. To identify corresponding angles, transversal की एक side pick करनी है. So let's take the left side, this side. From here,
4 and 7.
साथ साथ
4
वाले
and
नहीं
8.
लेने, एक स्किप करना है. सो अगर आप इधर से आते हो, ऊपर से नीचे जाते हो, लाइक फ्रॉम हियर, यू विल टेक 4 and 8, and yes, you will take 3 with 7. These are the pairs of corresponding angles. Let's write them down. 4 with 8, this is the first pair. Second pair is 3 with 7. Similarly, from the other side, identify from the other side.
1 and
1
5.
and 5.
1 with 5,
And 2 and 6.
2 and 6. That's correct. Now I have to identify pairs of alternate interior angles.
Angle 2 and 8.
इंटीरियर वाले एंगल्स देखने हैं. इंटीरियर में कौन कौन से एंगल्स हैं? आई विल हाईलाइट फॉर यू सो दैट यू कैन इजीली सी दीज आर इंटीरियर एंगल्स एंड मेक अ क्रॉस.
3 and
Angle
5 and 2 and 8.
2 and 8, 3 and 5.
Yes. For alternate, you have to make a cross. So interior angles का cross कर दो. 2 with 8 and 3 with 5. Third part. Pairs of interior angles. Again interior angles. Now we want the angles on same side of transversal.
Ma'am, these are co-interior angles.
That's correct. That's correct. These are also called co-interior angles. Actually, that's a very short name. Rather than writing down this long sentence, we can just write down co-interior angles. Now let's identify. I have already highlighted your interior angles. Pick the ones which are on the same side.
3 and 8, 2 and
Angle
5.
3 and 8 and angle 2 and angle 5. Right? The last part is to identify the pairs of vertically opposite angles.
Angle 1 and 3.
That's correct. Vertically opposite angles are formed when two lines cross each other. So if I look at the diagram, line A is crossed by line C and I get these four angles. Identify the ones which are opposite.
1, 3 and 2, 4.
1
4
with
and
3, one pair, then angle 2 with angle 4. This is the second pair. And similarly, अगर हम नीचे वाले 4 angles में से identify करें with 5 and 6. So
8 and 6, 5 and 7.
if I take it further, line C ने आगे जाके B को cross किया, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make pairs. Angle 5 with angle 7, angle 6 with angle 8. These are the pairs of vertically opposite angles. I hope it's clear. This is the identification only. The next question is where we use note to solve our question, the way I worked with you for the try these. If this is done, I would like you to draw the figure for next question. Anyone who's writing
Please
down?
wait for a minute.
Yes, sure.
Ma'am, question number 3 we have to do.
Yes, yes, we have to do question number 3. I have drawn the figure already here.
पीछे कर सकते हैं मैम. फोर्थ पार्ट. थैंक यू मैम.
Ma'am, what are unknown angles?
Unknown means जिनकी वैल्यू नहीं पता हमें, जिनको इन्होंने वेरिएबल्स नेम्स रख दिए, जिनके ABCD, उनकी वैल्यू फाइंड करनी है. हमें पता नहीं है उनका डिग्री मेजर क्या है, तो हमें फाइंड आउट करना है.
कर लो पीछे.
So this is your figure for question number 3, and in this figure they are saying that P is parallel to Q. We have parallel lines. If we have parallel lines, we will be using the note that we had written in the definition. जब हमने definitions के last में note लिखा था, I would like you to take you back there. This is the note. I have parallel lines. Now I can use these number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I've written here. I can use all of these. All 5 can be used in this question. In question number 3. Now the only thing is you have to identify कि कौन सा पेयर कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग है, कौन सा पेयर ऑल्टरनेट एक्सटीरियर है या ऑल्टरनेट इंटीरियर है या को इंटीरियर या को एक्सटीरियर है. द थिंग इज इस पिक्चर में सिर्फ हमारे पास एक एंगल की वैल्यू है 125 जो यहाँ पे बना हुआ है. बाकी जो ए बी सी डी ई एफ है आपको इनकी वैल्यूज खुद ढूंढनी है. एंड यू कैन यूज ऑल दीज रिजल्ट्स जो अभी आपने पढ़े और जो प्रीवियस एक्सरसाइज में पढ़ के आए हो आप. प्रीवियस एक्सरसाइज में आपने क्या पढ़ा? आपने लीनियर पेयर पढ़ा, आपने वर्टिकली ऑपोजिट एंगल्स पढ़े, आप वो भी यूज कर सकते हो. So keeping that in mind, let's solve. What do you think? And it's not necessary कि आपको A से ही begin करना है, आप किसी भी एंगल से begin कर सकते हो. So I am first of all taking E and 125. What can you say about these two?
Linear pair.
That's correct. E and 125 form linear pair. So let's write down the answer. E plus 125 will be equal to 180. And reason is E comma 125 make linear pair. Can you see this straight line P? Let me just erase this portion, then you will be able to identify. Okay, let's see this. Now see, a line, P is a line, and there are two angles, pair of angles on a line.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So these are making a linear pair. And now you can solve. Let's solve from here. E equals to 180 minus 125. The answer will be 55 degrees. And I'm going to mark it here. Like इसका आंसर जो आ गया है, E का आंसर आ गया मेरे पास 55 degrees. So that I know कौन कौन से रह गए हैं. E का आंसर आ गया मेरे पास. अब
मैम
बाकी yes बेटा.
मैम मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा मैम ये लीनियर पेयर कैसे बना.
Okay. Same thing which Gagan asked. See, if you just look at this line P here, whenever there is a ray on a line, आपके पास ये लाइन बन रही है P और यहाँ से एक पॉइंट से ऐसे रे ड्रॉ कर दी, तो एक एंगल इधर बन गया और एक एंगल इधर बन गया. पेयर. So these form a linear pair. एक्चुअली हम ऐसे ड्रॉ करते हैं, इस तरह से लाइन बना दी और किसी भी पॉइंट से आप कोई रे ड्रॉ कर दो, तो एक एंगल बनता है इधर और एक बन रहा है इस तरह. दीज आर फॉर्मिंग अ लीनियर पेयर.
ओके मैम.
Now let's go back to the original diagram here. Now I need to find out the remaining ones. What do you think about others?
Ma'am, F is vertically opposite angle of E.
That's correct. Can you tell me the reason?
Ma'am, because
Is it Bhavya? Yeah, Bhavya, beta, थोड़ा सा louder बोलोगे. I am not able to hear you.
angle E and angle F form vertical opposite angles.
That's correct. Angle E and angle F, they are forming vertically opposite angles. And to identify vertically opposite angles, I'm going to draw this part of your picture here. So this is line P and this is line T and they are crossing each other. So E and F, they will be equal and 125 will actually be equal to angle over here. वो है नहीं हमारे पास. So E and F are equal, vertically opposite angles. You can write this down. E is equal to F The reason is they are vertically opposite
F
angles.
is equal to 55 degree.
So whatever is the value of E will be the value of F. F will have the same value as E. So F is also equal to 55 degrees. Now let's find out ABCD. Now ABCD can be only found if you can find out how they are related with E, F and 125. We are going to now consider corresponding angles and all.